Hey, thanks for stopping at this channel today where we talk about health strategies that could improve your health and productivity. Dr. Collins Aibugun is my name. And in today's video, we will be talking about how to handle addictions. As a human being, we have a lifestyle that often becomes a habit and oftentimes become an addiction. And this lifestyle is more devastating if the things we are addicted to are hurtful and harmful. Well, before I proceed with this lesson, please click the subscribe button if you haven't, so you might receive content as soon as we release them. I care about your health and I'll be glad to share more nuggets with you. So, first and foremost, the human brain is built in patterns. So that's the only way we survive. We are all creatures of habits. And sometimes those habits could be dangerous. For example, I have a friend who had a life childhood trauma. And for that reason, he started drinking alcohol from a tender age. Now he's in his 40s. He seems not to be able to stop drinking alcohol. And that alcohol has affected his brain, affected his relationships, affected his career, and affected many things negatively. And he seemed not to be able to break away from it. So this video is trying to share some nuggets with you on how to handle addictions generally. It could be alcohol addiction, drug addiction, sex addiction, food addiction, gambling addiction, any kind of addiction that may not serve you well. All right, come to this lesson. Once again, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, click the subscribe button below and you'll receive content as soon as we release them. Common addictions include alcohol addiction, which sometimes reduces the body's ability to function properly. It could be drugs, prescription drugs, or recreational drugs. Some of these drugs are helpful, and many of them are harmful, especially when taken wrongly or inappropriately. It could also be food. I know a lot of people who can't do without eating at least 5 times a day. You may call them gluttons. You may call them any name, but it's reflecting in their body shape and their body composition. Other people are addicted to gambling. If they don't play Xbox in a day, their brain doesn't function well. They become irritable. So, what can you do in situations like that? Before I continue about the solution, there is an extreme case of addiction, which is a form of mental illness like kleptomania, where someone who may be wealthy, can see himself addicted to stealing little things he or she can afford. I don't want to talk about that today because that is a little bit more advanced. But addictions generally can be handled by breaking the thought pattern. And that's what we're talking about. The thought pattern can be interrupted through a process we call cognitive behavioral therapy. That is a big word, but in simple English, it means trying to understand the root causes of the problem and avoiding it, and tell yourself you can avoid it. As simple as that. For example, if you recognize that the alcohol addiction is because you have peer friends who does the same thing, that is factor number one. Or you recognize that um, the proximity to a liquor store or the availability of a discount card in a liquor store precipitates your desire to smoke, or you recognize that life stressors or the ability, friends around, family members' conversation could spur you to look for a coping mechanism in alcohol. Once you recognize these things, avoid them and tell yourself, I can handle this. I can handle this. And the more you repeat that, the more your brain will develop the ability to overcome it. Well, there's a lot to say, but let me say two more things before I conclude this video. Research has proven that the ability to exercise physical activity, and while you're exercising, try to meditate. Meditate means try to think about the best case scenario of a problem. And once you do that cycle over again, physical activity where you breathe, and while you're breathing, you're thinking, while you're breathing, you're thinking, while you're running, you're thinking, you're meditating. And as you're doing this thing, you begin to build the capacity to solve problems mentally. And as you build that capacity over time, your brain develops the ability to overpower the hurtful thought patterns. For example, the existing pattern might be, I'm unable to break through this cycle of addiction. But the more you reinforce through exercise, you are able to rewire your brain and create a new pathway that tells you how to solve this problem. Number one, CBT could help. Number two, deep breathing in a deep exercise, intermingled with meditation and problem solving, are key to overcoming these patterns your brain has built, the negative thought patterns it has built over the years. Then the third thing I want to talk about you can do as a person to break the cycle is journaling. So after going through this meditative experience in your physical activity, come back and write down the solution you were able to come up with. Solutions on how to solve the problem. And if you repeat this cycle over and over again, research has proven that you create a new pathway in your brain. And that new pathway will overpower, over time anyway, over time will overpower the old pathway of negative thoughts leading to addiction. Well, there's a lot I could say, but there's not enough time in this video. And that's the reason I created a free ebook you could receive at no cost. Click the link below and receive the book at no cost to you. If you're that kind of person who loves instructional videos, there's a link below this video as well. Click on that link and you will watch a free masterclass that explains what you can do to handle this situation. Or if you have a community or an organization or where these problems are prevalent, it could be drug challenges, addiction, or whatever it might be, impacting the health of most of the community, my team and I will be glad to help. Click the third link below and you will receive some ideas on how we can help you. We care about your health. We care about the health of your community. I want you to be healthy always. Once again, Dr. Collins is my name. Click the subscribe button below and also click on the links below to receive your freebies. Thank you. Talk to you later.